Hello everybody, welcome to a short demonstration of Property Maintenance Tracker. I've started up the application and as you can see it's a typical Macintosh application with resizable windows and a list at the bottom of the maintenance you've added. And the maintenance list is sortable by all the column headers, so if you want to sort by property or provider or task or date and so forth, you can do all that quite easily. When you put maintenance in, maintenance is comprised of several components. The first component is what property are we maintaining, and you have a list of properties that you create yourself. I've created a few here, and you create them by going to add maintenance list and putting in the information, the name of it, its address, and so forth. Most of this information is optional, but the name, the identifier up here is required. And the list is maintained for you on the bottom, so anytime you want to bring up another property, like if I want to look at the details of rental, I can bring that up and see what details I put in just by double clicking it here. And I can add them or delete them with these buttons. Okay. Similar thing for providers. These are the people that actually do the work, like a heating and cooling person that comes by and works on your air conditioner. So this is the person, his company name, their address, and their phone number, and so forth. Same situation, you double click to bring up the details, and then you can add and delete. And again, you maintain the list right here. And again, this is all sortable by name and phone number, or whatever you want to sort on. Lastly are the tasks that are done on your home or on your property, like for example, maintaining that air conditioner. And Property Maintenance Tracker comes with a set of default tasks that you can choose to use, or you can delete them, or delete some of them, or keep some of them. And you also maintain them via one of these lists, which again, you can size the drop-down sheet for yourself, and you can sort based on the column headers and put the information in. If you want to look at one that you put in before, like junk or plumbing, you can do that. And basically you're putting in the name and then how many years until the next time you want to do the maintenance. In this case, quite a few years on something like that, whereas on electrical GFCI, they're suggesting here, check it every 6 months. So again, you can add them or delete them as you choose to there. So once you've set those things up, they're obviously reusable in this list. You don't have to put them in again. Same thing for providers and so forth. So if I want to see the details of some maintenance I've already done, I can click on yard cleanup right here, and I see that it was done on 9/5, which I can see from this line, but it brings the details all up here, and it brings in the cost too. So I paid 0 in parts, but I paid $58 for the labor cost and no tax. And that's all you do to enter the cost is you enter in the part, the labor, and the tax, and it totals it for you. So for example here, if there were $2.50 in taxes, it automatically totals and populates it down here. So when you put all the information in and you've got a new item that you want to add, and we'll say yard cleanup, and we'll say it was done by Ron's yard service, simply add it, and there it is right there. So that's basically how you add maintenance. If you want to look at certain maintenance, like let's say I want to go from the whole year and I want to look at only another test property. And you're only going to see the properties here for maintenance that you've added. And you can see all we have is another test property and home. That's the only things we've added maintenance for, even though under properties we have several. And the idea there is that you can't search for things you don't have. So I only want to look at my home. I want to look at all tasks, so I can do that, and it'll change the list. So I'm only looking at that. And so you can pick what you want. You can say, I only look at yard cleanup. So only yard cleanup task shows up and only certain dates. You can also pick when things are due. So I can say, over here we can have a property and we have a task. So I can pick all properties, or I can pick just some properties. I can say, what about home? And I can say, what's overdue? Looks like we have a couple of items that are overdue that showed up in red on the next maintenance date. So it was last time it was maintained was on this date. The next time it's due is on this date. If you go to the cost pane, you can see again you have the same sort of selection criteria for property and task and dates. And then when you press show, you get totals for parts, labor, tax, and then the average monthly cost for parts, the average monthly cost for labor, and this is based on the maintenance that you actually have out there that actually falls within this date. Reporting, similar selection criteria. There's currently 3 reports you can choose, and when you hit print, it brings up a report that you can then decide to print if you want. And that's pretty much the basics of Property Maintenance Tracker, and hopefully that was helpful.